Hello everyone, welcome to the Kiss Army Things YouTube channel. My name is Xander. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So, I'm not sure how you guys feel, but I just cannot seem to let this tour go. I know December 2nd has already come and gone. The End of the Road tour is officially done and over, but I just cannot seem to let it go. And I don't want to. I had the most fun on this tour. I saw more shows on this tour than any other tour before it, and I even got to meet more people, see more people, and bring more people to the shows with me. I have all these memories swirling in my head, and as a matter of fact, I actually skipped over the End of the Road tour section when I did my collection tour video recently because I thought, you know what, I kind of want to just go through some of the things I've got, all the things that I got on this End of the Road tour, and talk about some of the stuff and just the stories behind them. And of course, I'm going to need you guys in the comments to leave me yours as well, the stuff that you got and some of the things that you acquired. I love reading your guys' comments and reading your guys' stories. So let's go ahead and get down to it, because I'm pretty sure the very first thing I got on this tour was this t-shirt. I think these outfits are great. The look is great. The design is great. So I was happy to have this shirt. On the back, it says Kiss End of the Road with the world on it. And I also went ahead and got a poster from KOL. No, it was not this one. This one obviously is Final 50. This one didn't come until the end, but I do have a picture of it I can throw up on the screen for you. But I bought this, even though I wasn't impressed with the print when I got it. I still liked it because it had the dates for the first 3 shows that we saw on this tour. The Louisville show, Cincinnati, Indianapolis. But no, that one is definitely a way better poster. We'll come back to that one in a minute. But yeah, so had to get a t-shirt, had to get a poster. And I had to wait to get a tour book. And even though I wasn't able to get a first printing of the tour book, I did get this second edition right here. So how amazing is that cover? I think this is probably one of the coolest covers in all of Kiss tour book history. I have some pretty awesome tour books, and I know that some of them, like the Psycho Circus one, the World Domination one, they're embossed on the front, so it's a nice texture. Yeah, those are cool, but nothing comes close to this hollow foil. I don't know what you want to call this. This reflective material here is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And here's the back there. You can see another photo of the End of the Road tour. Is this the photo on my shirt? No, it is not. But still a really cool photo from the End of the Road tour. So there's the cool backside there. Now, the reason why this is a second print and not a first print, first version, is because they added photos, live photos from the tour. So obviously when these tour books were first being sold, the tour hadn't happened yet, and so there were no photos. But once the tour got rolling, they had some really cool live shots. They reprinted the tour books and made sure to include some really awesome live shots there. So that's how you know whether or not you have a first or a second and beyond, is if that first page there is of some live shots. But nevertheless, I think this is a super, super cool tour book. As a matter of fact, I ought to show this right here. This centerfold has got to be the most Kiss image I've ever seen. Just the 4 of them standing there with a wall of records, a wall of amps, or whatever it is, just road cases. How epic is that picture? They're just looking so cool. And again, they included that reflective material on the inside there. So what an awesome centerfold this is. Jeb actually has a lithograph of that centerfold on his wall in all its glory. So I was really impressed with this tour book. So I had to absolutely get a tour book, even if it was the second version. I didn't care. How are you not going to get a tour book on the last Kiss tour? So those are the things that I got before I even saw a show on this tour. Now let's actually get to where we're seeing shows. So the first show we saw was in Louisville, March 2019. It was myself, my brother, my best friend, and my wife, and it was my best friend's last show. And I knew it was going to be, and so he and I were kind of hanging out before the show started. We were sitting there in the seats and just kind of taking it all in. My wife and brother had gone to the bathroom, gone to the concession stand, whatever. And so when my wife and brother came back, they actually brought with them this. So they snuck off, went to the merch stand, and got me this End of the Road tour signed Eric Singer Drumhead. And you guys know me, I'm a huge Eric Singer fan. Eric's my favorite drummer. Kiss, obviously my favorite band, so yeah, you can't go wrong with something like this. But it was definitely unprompted, it was unwarranted, I did nothing to deserve it, but they were really cool enough to pitch in and get me this Drumhead, and so I was totally stunned when I got it. And I absolutely love it. It looks to be a floor drum, but yeah, it's completely transparent, so I love it. I think it's really cool, signed in white, and yeah, this is definitely a cool display piece to have. And so thank you very much to my brother and my wife for this. I don't think we got anything at the Cincinnati show, which is kind of weird, but I think that was more about just being with family and being with friends. And so Indianapolis was different, though, because that Indianapolis show, August 31st, 2019, that was the show that we thought was going to be our last. Yeah, we ended up seeing a bunch more after that. But that was going to be our last show for the entire tour. And so we made sure to go to the merch stand and buy whatever we could to commemorate our last Kiss show. And so one of the things I got at the merch booth was this pair of Eric Singer drumsticks. And these are wicked sick. I have a few pair of Eric Singer drumsticks, but none are as cool as these. So they're coated black with a silver foil. It's absolutely gorgeous. I freaking love these drumsticks. No, they are not signed on the sleeve. Most of them I have are signed right here on the sleeve. These ones are not, but I just don't care because of how awesome they look. And of course, I wasn't walking away from my last Kiss show without getting another Kiss shirt. So I'm not really a tie-dye guy, honestly, and this color scheme isn't really something I would normally wear, but for whatever reason, when I saw this Kiss shirt, I said, boom, that one's mine. It's coming home with me. It is a slightly different image than the other one I have, but either way, I do love this t-shirt. I don't think there's anything on the back, but that's okay because the front is cool enough. The last thing I got in Indianapolis was another Drumhead, so I'm not sure when the switch was, but they went from selling the larger transparent drum heads to these smaller black coated drum heads. I'm not sure when, but still really cool. So I was like, oh man, I gotta get that. That's sweet. I'm a huge fan of Kiss drumming, and so this is a perfect piece to have in my collection. You can see it's dated. The other one was not dated, so that's just one more little difference here. But yeah, still really cool. So here is another end of the road drum head for me to add to my vast drum head collection. The last show that we saw before COVID shut everything down was in Fort Wayne in 2020. And so these guitar picks we got from the pile on the floor. We were 6th row, and that was the closest we had ever been and will ever be to seeing Kiss. And so after the show, we went up and started digging through the confetti to see if we could find any guitar picks. And somehow we did. We found these two guitar picks with band shots on the front, Paul on the other, and then on the back, one says Tommy Thayer, End of the Road 2020, and the other one's Paul Stanley, End of the Road 2020. So yeah, the only picks we got in 2020, so those are sweet. And I don't think I showed these. These are from the Louisville show. Again, similar story. We were 20th row, and so afterwards we just kind of hung around at the front, digging through confetti. Kiss logos on the front. Both of them has Paul's signature on the back. And this is where things are going to get a little interesting, because once COVID shut everything down, there all of a sudden started to be Kiss face masks being, well, there was everywhere face masks being sold, but I thought it was kind of cool that Kiss was selling Kiss face masks on KOL, and so I went ahead and got this End of the Road Tour face mask. No, I did not wear this one. I chose to wear my unmasked Kiss mask because it's kind of funny. The album already teases the fact that Kiss is unmasking, but they're not. They take off their masks and they're still wearing makeup, and so I decided how funny would it be if I wore my face mask of unmasked, where it says it's unmasked, but clearly I'm masked. It's a Kiss fan thing. You guys get it, I'm sure. This is an End of the Road Tour phone case. So these were sold on KOL, and I wanted to have a Kiss phone case, but to have an End of the Road phone case was even cooler. And I definitely, you can tell it's been used, it's been beat up and broken. And I actually got this one to replace it because I was going to get a new phone. And the phone that I bought for this actually was not compatible with my service provider, so it was a whole ordeal. Had to return that phone, didn't even get to use this phone case, but you know what, that's okay. It's going to stay in perfect condition, and it's a nice display piece in the collection. But I thought that the fact that they were selling End of the Road Tour phone cases was pretty cool. And I even put my design skills to the test and created my own Final 50 phone case from some website and had it made, so that's pretty sweet. Once shows returned, the first show we saw back was in Tinley Park in Chicago, Illinois, October 2021, and it was a cold night. Usually it's a hot night for rock and roll, but this was a cold night for rock and roll, and I'm pretty sure we showed up in just short sleeves, ready to go, and no, it was chilly. And so luckily they were selling overpriced hoodies at the merch booth, and we got one. So here is the artwork. I'll do my best to show you guys, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But honestly, when I first saw it, I wasn't sold on it. I was a little too far back, couldn't quite see. But the closer I got, the more I liked it. It's mostly photographic with a hint of like animation. You can see their eyes are glowing like the creature's cover, so that's pretty neat. And then the logo up top is actually the one from Alive 35. So it kind of makes me think of the 4K comic books and Kiss Creatures of the Night, but either way, still a really cool hoodie, and even though it is very soft and very comfy, it is just way too thin to keep anybody warm. So do not wear this in a snowstorm, that's for sure. All right, let's fast forward to Dayton now. So in Dayton 2022, my wife and I did the Soundcheck experience. This was the first and only time we ever did the Soundcheck experience, but I had never seen Kiss perform without makeup. And so to be second or third row watching my guys play some of these songs that they don't play in the usual set was just absolutely mind-blowing. And this is the pass that we got from the Soundcheck experience. I love the fact that it's in the shape of the Kiss Army logo. But I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but if I wave it back and forth here, you can see it has a lenticular finish here on the front. If I move it, the image changed, which, yep, I think that is super sweet. So premium VIP pass right there for the Soundcheck that we got in Dayton. And when we were there at this event, we met Rob from the RBTE podcast. And this was the first time getting to meet him. He's a huge Eric Singer fan as well as myself. So we were just chatting about Eric Singer. We're in this room where we're just waiting to get to go see the Soundcheck, and they were selling some merch in that room. And I kind of was telling Rob, you know, I already have a couple of t-shirts at this point, so I'm not sure I need any more Kiss t-shirts on this tour unless it's Dayton specific, or maybe it has Dayton tour dates. And so we saw the shirt, it had the tour dates on it, and we said, are we really about to get another t-shirt? Yep. You betcha. Yep, you betcha we're getting another t-shirt. And so this one on the back, yeah, like I said, has the dates on it. And that was pretty much the selling point for me. But the coolest thing I got by far that day was this guitar pick right here. This is the only guitar pick I have that was ever flicked from the stage by a member of Kiss that I picked up. Others I found either just off the floor in general or by other means. Paul, during the Soundcheck, flicked this. It went right over my shoulder, right over my head, and turned around, picked it up off the floor, and was like, yeah, that's coming home with me. How sweet is that? It says North America 2022. So these next items are really cool, really special. A little bit different than what I've shown so far, but I think sometime last year I woke up and KOL was having this flash sale on Japanese merch from stuff that was left over from the Tokyo Dome show, and there was no way I wasn't jumping on that. I was like, I have to get whatever I can. And so all this stuff was going pretty fast. I'm not even sure at this point what all was being sold, but there were a lot that was already sold out. And so one of the things that I was able to get was this really cool Japanese End of the Road Tour hand towel. And you can see right there it says End of the Road Tour, Tokyo Dome, November 30th, 2022. It's got a really nice design, very elegant. And so I wanted to take that out of the package to show you guys that one. Now these are just random. These, I don't even know what to say. They're just completely random. So I was also able to get from the Japanese merch line the Kiss End of the Road Tour crackers. So when I got these, first of all, I was a little too excited to be getting Kiss crackers, okay? But I thought these were going to be a lot smaller. I thought this was going to be a much smaller, box of, crackers, just bite-sized snack crackers. And so when I got this, I was like, oh, okay, so it's like a huge box of bite-sized crackers. Nope, I was wrong again. So inside here, I haven't opened these, but I did find a picture online. Inside are 4 huge, almost like tortilla-sized crackers. I'm pretty sure each one even has maybe the icons on them too, the makeup. So they did some really interesting stuff over there in Japan. I think there was even, curry or something, man. They had a few different things that I was able to get the Kiss crackers. That's enough for me. So still really cool. Love the artwork. Anything Kiss Japanese packaging-wise is just absolutely gorgeous. And so, yeah, these are proudly displayed on my food and drink shelf over there. Now, this very well could be the coolest thing I show in this whole video. I don't know. You guys let me know. But this is a Kiss End of the Road sake set. Now, sake is a popular alcoholic beverage in Japan. It's commonly called rice wine or rice beer, and this is what you would use to serve and drink sake. You have the serving flask, which is called tokuri, and this is what you would use to warm up the sake, heat it up, and you can see at the top it's indented. This is what would retain the heat and keep the heat trapped, and you would serve this into the small serving cup here called ochoko, I believe. I could be getting some of these terms wrong or mispronouncing them, but hey, it's just fun to learn something new about another culture, and so this is one of the coolest things I have in my collection. So next time you're down in the dumps, you need something to bring you up, don't go for the cold gin, get you some warm sake. As the tour was coming to a close, I was happy to see Kiss kind of update the image with the final 50 images that we saw, the new logo, and so of course I had to, at the last Indianapolis show, stand in line and get a new End of the Road Tour poster. This one is way better than the one I had before. This one is way more high quality. The stock is a lot better. It's less flimsy. The colors pop a lot more. And so I'm really happy with this poster. I had to put it up, and there it will stay. Of course, I had to absolutely get the new tour book. I think this is one of the last ones they did. I did not get the New York one. I wasn't there. But I had to get a new tour book because even though I only got one in the very beginning, I wanted this one because they updated it. A lot more pages, you can tell. It's a lot thicker than the other one. They did change the cover, but I'm okay with it. Instead of getting that reflective cover, we got this insanely high quality. I've never seen a more high-res photo than this right here. So I still need to go through this. I've gone through it a little bit, but not completely. What I do like is on one of the last pages, they do have every single date from the tour. That is a lot of dates. I think it was like 250. That's a lot of shows on this tour. There's the back there. That's the same cover as the one from before, but just not reflective. So, yeah, I love the stadium lights. I love the band standing there, the gold logo, the new Final 50 logo. So what an awesome tour book. And so I had to get this as the tour wrapped up, and I am so glad I did. The last show that we got to see on this tour was in Rosemont, and so you guys may have already seen my Rosemont videos. If so, that's cool. If not, I do want to show some things I got from Rosemont, starting off with this guitar pick right here. So this is one of the coolest ones I have, this really wicked sick red guitar pick with the saw blade logo for Final 50. This pick I got from the guy who was at the soundboard. So as we were walking out of the show, I saw him hand a couple picks to a couple kids, and so I thought, man, maybe he has just one more and I can ask to get another Kiss pick. And so I asked him, I said, do you have one more pick? I'd love to get a pick, almost like begging him for the pick. And he was like, yeah, whatever, get a life, you know, here's your pick. And I was like, dude, this is my life, I'm living it right now. So thank you so much for the pick, dude, appreciate that. Out of all the shows I've seen on this tour, when it gets to the finale and the confetti's dropping and those big balloons are going around, not once on this tour did I ever actually get to just, you know, bat one of those balloons around. Not that it matters, but I always saw people when the balloons were coming around, you would always see somebody grab it and try and hold on to it and then, you know, try and like wrangle it around, and then you see them, I got my balloon. And so I wanted really badly to get one of these balloons. And so, of course, the last show we saw on this tour in Rosemont, we're at the end of the show and the confetti's falling down. We're having a great time. Here comes a balloon and I get it in my hands. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm keeping this. I'm not going to throw this back. I'm taking this home with me, except I have no idea how to get it deflated. So I was thinking that it would be tied like a normal balloon. You just untie it and let the air out, and there you go. You're good to go. But no, these balloons had a piece of plastic that was like wrapped around the end, and it was a very thick piece of plastic. I wasn't able to get it off, and so I wanted to get this thing deflated as soon as possible because the guy in front of me, he's being, you know, pushed into the guy in front of him, and everybody next to me is doing this, and I'm leaning back into the guy behind me like, hey, how you doing? So I'm trying to get this big balloon deflated as quick as possible, but didn't have anything to do it except for my little button, my Kiss Army Things pin. So I took the point and stabbed it, and of course the balloon exploded. I was hoping it would just deflate nice and easy and I would have a whole balloon, but no, that's not how it worked out. So balloon exploded, and I got this piece of it right here. The guy next to me got the other half with the Kiss logo. I got this half with the demon icon on it, which, hey, I'm pretty cool with that. Again, has a nice little story to it, and even though it's not a full balloon, it's definitely just one more memento from the greatest Kiss tour ever. And the last thing I'm going to show is this ticket. So it's not really merchandise, and I do have some other physical tickets from the show, but I have to show the last ticket I got at my last Kiss show. And so, of course, with this also comes a story. You may have already heard it if you saw the Rosemont episode, but when Jeb and I originally got tickets for this show, we settled for tickets way up top, off to the right, and we were kind of way back there, and everybody we were with, every one of our friends had really good seats except for us, and so we were kind of bummed, and we really wanted to get decent seats. And we noticed after Amber Wild's set and before Kiss's set, down there on the floor, I was surprised to see like almost a whole row where there were like, I guess, no tickets sold. And so as quick as we could, Jeb and I ran across the street to the box office, and we said, give us the best tickets you've got, and they handed us these tickets right here. We were 20th row center, and we got to see Kiss, 24th row, whatever, but either way, 20th, 24th row, doesn't really matter. We got to see Kiss on the floor, dead center. If you turned around, we were second row in front of Paul's B stage. So what a great way to end our road, specifically seeing Kiss, and so I wanted to show that. Thank you, Jeb, for paying for that ticket, because that certainly was not cheap. All right, so that pretty much brings me to the end of my end of the road collection. What I want to know from you guys down below is, what did you guys get from this tour? Did you guys get anything cool? A t-shirt, a tour book, maybe a different version than I did? Or maybe you guys got some other Japanese merch? Let me know. I love reading your guys' comments and hearing your guys' stories. This tour was absolutely fantastic. It lasted a long time, but that gave us plenty of time to see as many shows as we could, to see as many friends, and meet as many friends as we could. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me as I just kind of retell some stories and show some things here. And be sure to do the same thing in the comments. I do want to show one more thing as I'm wrapping up, and it's the confetti that I got from the Rosemont show. Now, you guys know me. I keep my confetti. And what I want to do, though, is get this jarred, get this labeled, finally put it with the rest. But I'm going to do that in a different video. I think I'll do a future video on Kiss confetti, and for now we'll just talk about the end of the road tour. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. So like this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I love talking with Kiss fans, meeting new Kiss fans. I want to create the best Kiss content I can for you guys. And so yeah, join me on the Facebook page. We have an Instagram. You can like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Kiss Army Things podcast. We're going to be doing an Ace Frehley review. We're going to be seeing Ace Frehley's show. Actually, for you guys, it could be tonight or last night, but for me, it'll be this weekend. We're going to be seeing Ace in Nashville, Indiana, so we're going to do a review of that show on next week's podcast. Be sure to join us there here on YouTube. We'll see you then. My name is Xander. Peace out.